Today we're going to do a demo of the Drupal Event Platform. Really wanted to show a step-by-step setup and walkthrough of all the features that you get when you use the event platform on your website, particularly in companion with the all-new Event Horizon theme that we're also going to see today. So as our starting point today, we have a fresh install of Drupal 11, and let's go into our extend page and find the event platform. So we're going to go ahead and select the event platform bundle, get that installed, confirm that we want it to add and configure a long list of modules. And then once that's done, we're going to be able to go ahead and add our theme. Now, if we go to our theme settings, we can see it's going to complain that it actually needs another module enabled for the theme specifically. So moderation state condition. Let's go ahead and enable that as well. Moderation state condition. And now with that done, we refresh our theme settings page. We can go ahead and install and set as default our Event Horizon theme. Now, if we go back to our site, we can see that it's changed pretty substantially the look and feel of the site. Let's go ahead and add some event info. So let's say we've got a 2025 event. It's going to happen on August the 14th and running until the 16th of August. Suppose that we want to open our sessions June 2nd and have those close on the 23rd. And then maybe we'll give ourselves a couple of weeks to get everything scheduled. Now we'll create that event. Let's name our event. In this case, we'll call it the Manclue Drupal Camp. Give it some text. And let's have the homepage CTA point to our events page. You can also add stats that will appear on the homepage. So let's go ahead and add a couple here. Maybe one more. That looks good. Let's go ahead and save that. Now when we go to our site homepage, we can see all of the information here. We could also customize it by changing up some colors, some of the graphics. But for now, let's go ahead and add some more information on our event. So in this case, we want to show being able to add a sponsor. Give it some alt text and their website address. Create that sponsor, and then we can set what level of sponsorship they've decided to go with. In this case, we'll put it in as a platinum sponsorship. We can also add news. So as things change, or maybe when you announce the dates, we could say new for 2025. And let's just grab some lorem ipsum and throw into our listing. And we could add tags, but let's just go ahead and save that. Now we can see that listed here on our event page. We can also add a featured speaker. So in this case, maybe we'll want to say we are expecting Dries. So let's that in. Again, give it some lorem ipsum here. So maybe we'll just grab a couple of sentences here and throw those in. That's our description. And we could also specify, maybe we want to link this to a user profile or to a keynote that he's giving, those kinds of things as well. But for now, let's suppose that that's everything that we need. Now, I also wanted to show that, the dates that we entered as part of the event information actually do also work as part of the automation that's built into the event platform. So if we go in here and we say, let's backdate when the sessions are open to be in the past, and save that information. Now, if we run cron to sort of simulate what would happen after that date had passed, what we're going to see is some things that are changing up here in the header. So now we've got a CTA to submit a session. A link has appeared to the sessions list. And if we go here, let's grab this URL, open this up in an anonymous window. and see that as a anonymous user, we can go in here. As soon as we click on submit a session, it's going to prompt us to log in or create an account. So we can create. In real life, we'd probably want to add a picture and a bio and some other things, but let's just go ahead and create that account. And it sent an email. So if we go here to our mail pit, we can launch here. We can see the account confirmation. Let's go ahead and copy that list or that link. And now if we open that back up in here, we can go ahead and set our password and we can save our account. And now we're able to go in and submit our session. So my awesome session, just say, and then a short description, sign it, audience and category. Notice that it's pre-populating things like what speaker. So it's going to assume that if I'm proposing a session that I'm going to be a speaker, but I could add others. Could also do things like set the audience and category. Under the hood, sort of hidden from the user, it's also automatically associating this session with the 2025 event. If we go ahead and save that, now we can see based on the path that it does have that association with the 2025 event. It's got our category and our description, and that's ready to go. And now as an administrator, if we go back into the site, we have a view here to be able to see the sessions, manage the sessions, be able to see all of those. We can filter, drill down, see how many have been submitted and so on. We also have this ability to go in and rate sessions as well. So now if as an administrator, I go into that same session, notice that I have a link here to evaluate the session. And what that's going to do is bring up a web form that allows me to rate this particular session. So if we go ahead here, one thing I'll point out, let's go ahead and look at the form. So by default, the event platform doesn't enable the UI modules if they're not really, if we don't know for sure that people are going to need those. So let's go ahead and install the web form UI to sort of show exactly what that process looks like if you wanted to sort of customize the ratings. So you just need to enable that one web form UI module. And now in here, if you look at the ratings, it's a single Likert element. And so you could add additional criteria. You could change any of these ones that are there. Maybe you want to add, Moxie as one of the things that you want to evaluate those things on. But again, very simple to customize, all in one place. And so you can really tailor that to whatever the criteria are that your particular event wants to use to evaluate the user submissions. Now, what we're going to do here is actually switch back and go back to our sessions list. And what I wanted to show is the ability, let's actually escape from there, go back to our ratings list. And I'm just going to switch to a database snapshot that has a bunch of sessions already created. So we can show the process of going ahead and rating all of those. So, all right, now I've got the sessions populated. And so let's look at the process of going ahead and now rating all of these sessions. So you could do this individually, but more likely you're going to have a team that's going to go through and evaluate these. So you can go in sort of one by one and you click through and rate one of these. But as you're going in, you may not recall exactly what the details were for a particular session. Notice that as you rate each one, it drops from the list at the top and then has a list at the bottom. It's going to show the average rating that you gave that session just to sort of give you a benchmark, help you to sort of anchor your scoring and make sure that you try and stay consistent throughout all of these. So if you go through and click on any of these, it gives you an opportunity to sort of reread the description and you can go ahead and evaluate. So maybe we can say, I want to give that one those scores and then go back to our list. And in the same way, we can sort of go through here and rate all of these sessions. Now that we've evaluated our last session, notice that it puts a message at the top encouraging us if everyone on the team that's moderating the sessions has completed their evaluations, we can go ahead now and bulk moderate the sessions. That's going to take us to an interface where we've got all of the sessions that are now sorted automatically based on the average score. Now, this could be across, a whole team of people, not just your individual score. And we could go ahead based on those and just start accepting sessions, but we could also filter this. So maybe we say we want to make sure that, as an example, we get a couple from the project management category, but we'll still save for the time being some spaces in case we want to make sure we've got coverage across all of these different areas here. So maybe we'll just grab one of these and so on. Oh, want to accept those sessions. And then we could also do things like filter maybe based on the audience. So we want to make sure we have some intermediate sessions. So let's maybe grab a few of these and accept those. And now if we go back, let's just see how many sessions we have. Got quite a few accepted. Let's just go ahead and grab a few more, accept those. And then maybe we want to keep the remainder as kind of our wait list in case any of the accepted speakers are not, in fact, able to attend. So now that we've got all of our sessions moderated, we can just go in here, again, go back to MailPit and see that all of those notifications were sent out to the individual session authors, letting them know that their sessions have been accepted. And so we can go back into our site here. And now maybe we're ready to start the process of actually scheduling those accepted sessions. So if we go back in here, notice that we have the ability to use a scheduling interface. So we can say in this case, we want to grab sessions that are accepted or in their final state of being published. The filters that we want to be able to have are the same two that we've seen already, the audience and category. But again, this is customizable. So if you've got additional vocabularies you're using custom for your own event, you'd be able to use those for sessions here. You could also schedule other kinds of things. So not just what we're calling sessions, but maybe you want to also schedule BOFs at the same time, those kinds of things. You can go ahead here. But notice it's telling us that we need to actually create some time slots before we can use the scheduler. So let's go ahead and use a tool that's created automatically for that. So notice that it's going to automatically pre-populate the dates of our camp. In this case, maybe the last day is going to be a contribution day, so we don't need session time slots there. But let's go ahead and customize these. So maybe we want to have an extra break after the first session, and then maybe also do a similar break, let's say 2:10 as the starting time there. So we've got a little break in the afternoon as well. And now we can generate all of our time slots. And if we go back to our schedule now, see that it's listed out and generated all of those different time slots. So we're ready to start scheduling our individual sessions here. So we can go ahead and start assigning some of these. And as we do that, notice that we have the ability to filter these. So we could say, again, maybe we want to look at all of the intermediate sessions and maybe we want to put those kind of in a single room so that people can easily find content that's sort of, appropriate for the skill level. Maybe instead we want to do that based on, the topic. So maybe we want to have all of our theming sessions in a single room. Notice as well that it's going to highlight within the schedule all of the sessions that meet, the criteria that you've set here in your filters. So maybe we want to have off the Drupal island, put all of those in a single. And also notice as we drag around here, it's going to highlight in red if there's a conflict in terms of the same speaker having two different sessions to make sure that essentially you're unable to have two sessions by the same speaker in different rooms in the same time slot, because obviously that person can't be in two places at once. So it's going to prevent you from making those kinds of challenges for yourself. And we can go ahead and continue to schedule our sessions here. Now that our schedule is done, we can go back to our site. And if we go again to our event page, and let's, in this case, just manually move it to the scheduled spot. Now we can see here the link has changed from just a listing of sessions to point to the actual schedule. The call to action now has changed to register today because the call for session proposals is closed. Now that we're on the schedule page, we can see all of the different time slots as they're scheduled. If we go in to look at a particular session, not only can we see the description as before, it's also going to list concurrent sessions, so other sessions that are going to be at the same time. And we can also add an additional feature. So if we go back to our extend page and look for Event Platform flag, enable that. Give that an OK. Now, if we go back on the session page, we're going to see a new option here that is to add to my schedule. So if we go ahead, add a couple of those, maybe let's go back up to our schedule and grab something a little later in the day. Add that to my schedule as well. Now notice if we go up to the header here, we've got a link to my schedule, and I can see the different sessions that I've added there. And so that becomes a really nice way for attendees to be able to sort of keep track of which are the sessions they're intending to go to. Becomes a nice sort of handy way to have their own way to navigate your event or conference. So that's a quick run through of the event platform. By all means, if you have ideas of how it could be even better, please open issues or join us in our monthly initiative meetings.